Friends of Chimbote. Hey, Cap!
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Chimbote, Peru. Today, I have the pleasure to introduce you to our newest podcast, Transforming Communities. This podcast will show you and share with you the many stories and progress about our projects, activities, campaigns we do here in Chimbote, Peru. Um, Also, this podcast will give us the opportunity to also interview, volunteers, visitors, and people who have the experience that are helping us to transform the life of the poorest people in this part of the country. So today I have the pleasure to introduce a very good friend of mine, Luis Hines. So welcome to our first program.
Thanks for having me, Jorge.
No, it's a pleasure. So, can you talk to us a little bit? How do you actually decided to come to Chimbote, Peru?
Yes, I've been to Chimbote before, 3 times, with groups from the United States. And so I knew about Chimbote. I knew about some of the work here. I've worked with Father Jack and like I say, my church from the United States. So I knew about Chimbote, but I've been traveling through Latin America the last year and a half. And uh, I got the idea that when I came through Chimbote, I would definitely see what was going on. And luckily, there was an application online for a long-term volunteer. I got in contact with the directors of Friends of Chimbote, Mike and Katie, and step by step, we figured out a plan, figured out my dates, and I've been here almost 2 months, and it's been a wonderful experience.
That's very nice. So, what age did you have your first time you came to Chimbote?
I was 14 when I first came.
Teenager. Wow.
And then my second time, I was 17 years old. And then I came again in 2013 when I was 23.
Very good. Well, I have to say your Spanish is really good also, and we're very happy with you working with us. Learning, teaching the kids as well. So thank you for this couple of months working with our organization.
Well, thanks
really
for having me.
appreciate it.
It's been more than a pleasure. Just learning about the organization, being involved with different areas, and of course experiencing the people. It's been
Right.
a real blessing.
Okay, let's explore a little bit about your experience. So, can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
So the first one, when you arrived here to Chimbote, what was your first impression about the community development that we're doing in Cambio Puente?
Well, it reminded me a lot about how Chimbote used to be in this neighborhood, where you have dirt roads, you have houses made of estera, a very undeveloped neighborhoods, lack of water, lack of electricity, things like this, but wonderful people, lovely, amazing people. So, um, I just couldn't believe how much sand there was and how people were living in these conditions, uh, and certainly impressed by what ACAF and Friends of Chimbote were doing over there in Cambio Puente.
It's very important also to know that without the support of our friends in the United States and especially United States and other countries, but the visitors, the groups that are coming to Chimbote, volunteers like you, that are bringing their time, your experience, and also the learning part that you are having here in Chimbote is so important for us to do what we do. So, what kind of projects have you been working here with us in our organization?
I've been blessed to be involved in a lot of different areas. I've spent a lot of time in the carpinteria and seeing the process of the prefabricated houses, and of course accompanying the groups that go to Cambio Puente and actually construct the houses, paint the houses, install the roofs, from start to finish. So I've spent time in construction, but I've also been involved in the sports program that we have for the children in Cambio Puente. So we do sports with the little ones and the teenagers twice a week, and so that's been a great experience as well.
So do you like soccer though?
Yes, me encanta fútbol.
Very good, very good. So any particular experience or any story that kind of taught you that you would like to share?
Sure. There's one family in Cambio Puente. They've had a new house, I think, for 3 months, and two of their kids, Luis and Chantal, they always come to the sports program. And Chantal is probably 5 or 6 years old, and she always comes and gives me a big hug. So just seeing their consistent attendance, that they're always there, and their dad comes too. He always shakes my hand. He always thanks me. So like, just seeing them every week, and twice a week, it's a real pleasure. Yeah.
That's a beautiful story. Yeah, once we are involved in the community, I mean, we just met so many people and many good hearts, and um, it is something that's something rewarding, about our job, So I'm glad that you had that type of experience as a volunteer. Um, so any what is your perspective or your thoughts on to be a volunteer in a different country is something difficult to kind of do that, or what kind of learning do you get by taking that type of decision?
Well, I've learned a lot specifically about ACAF and all the programs and how complex the organization is and all the different services. I would say it would be more challenging if I didn't know Spanish, but luckily
Probably,
I've
yeah.
been traveling for a year and a half in Latin America, so my Spanish has improved for sure. But then again, the employees, everybody at a CAF is so welcoming. Whenever I rotate around to a different area, I feel a part of the team. I'm invited to different things. So definitely the environment at a CAF is really conducive to welcoming anyone, foreigners, or it's just been great how welcoming everybody is.
Do you think language will be a barrier to come here to Chimbote?
Honestly, no, because everybody's so willing to help and so eager to have volunteers involved and see what they do. People are really proud of their work here, and so I think that that passion, that energy, would help anybody quickly get into the fold, get involved, and I'm blessed to know Spanish, but I don't think it's really necessary. No.
That's good. I mean, a lot of people that is coming to Chimbote, they don't speak English, but I think the barrier, is breaking by the love and the solidarity and the sharing effort to work, with the families in Cambio Puente and other communities as well. So I'm glad that you have that kind of feeling that language is not
Yeah,
necessary.
and the groups that come to construct the houses from the United States, I mean, usually they don't have a ton of Spanish, but they have such a great experience. They still connect with the families. By the end of the week, when the family comes to that new house, I mean, the connection is so real. So I think it's something a lot more profound than just language.
Very good, very good. So I've been hearing that you are having, spending time with the employees, the staff members. So any particular activity that you actually like to do it with them?
Yeah, outside of work, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Sure. I mean, I've been invited to go running and to play volleyball with people from a CAF. So, I like exercising. I like sports. So, like being invited to that sort of thing has been really great. People want to. A couple times, people have invited me to share a meal with them. So, definitely feel a part of the team, but a part of the family.
Very nice. It is important that we have volunteers and people coming to Chimbote not only to work, with the poor and helping us to, build opportunities, but also to have time to relax, to reflect. So, um, So what about the faith component? So by you working as a volunteer, when you are, connected to the families, to the kids, how do you find, your faith in everything that you were doing here in our community?
It's been incredibly rewarding to be part of the process, to be Jesus's hands and feet, and actually be a part of this process of transforming lives. So the spiritual experience of blessing the houses and seeing these families when they arrive at their new house, and the priest goes around blessing the house, and we pray together, we sing together. I mean, that's one of the most beautiful experiences I've had in my life. And certainly here, I always look forward to the blessing of the houses, because it's just
Yeah.
such a spiritual experience, where you see these people thanking God. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, I have the same feeling, and that's one of the most rewarding, moments in every group that is coming to Chimbote when they're building the houses. It's not just about the houses; they're building opportunities, for people to fight, to keep fighting against poverty, against their situation, So that's thank you very much. I mean, we want volunteers and people to come to Chimbote not only to work, but also to experience, what kind of transformation is actually happening with the people that are coming, the volunteers, the
Absolutely.
groups, not only for the beneficiaries that are receiving, the projects or houses or campaigns that we're doing. By the end, it's all about, the faith. I think we're here because God, I mean, I remember that we talked to each other through a call like 3 or 4 months ago, and so we're very happy with you here in our organization. And I think the most important thing that I will say that you are someone who understands people, and someone who build a relationship very quickly, very friendly person, So I think people recognize that also. But we know that you have to leave. Also, you're leaving actually in a couple of days
Yeah.
to keep with your experience in Latin America, So that's very good for you.
Well, and I will say thank you, but I will say the people here make it easy. They make it easy to build relationships because they're so open. They're so open to building these relationships with you, even knowing that you will leave eventually. That doesn't stop them from just opening their hearts to you. So it's been great.
Nice, nice. So if anybody from United States, any young person or an adult that maybe is thinking to come to Chimbote to gain that type of experience, so what you will say to them?
I would say it's going to be great. Um, come ready to love, come ready to work.
Yeah, very important.
I have the same hours as the employees.
That's true.
So be ready to work. Get involved. They're gonna treat you like an employee, because they work hard at a calf. So, but that's part of being part of the team, is experiencing everything at a calf, all the different things we do, and going out in the field, and sometimes working a little bit late. But that's part of the authentic experience, I think. Um, so yeah, be prepared to work, be prepared to love, and be prepared to have fun.
So, Luis, thank you very much for to give us this space. It's important for us that we continue to build our relationships, and of course, we're inviting our audience to listen. What volunteers like you have to say, and we're here in Chimbote, Peru again, working in communities, serving the poor, and this is the first episode, and it couldn't be with a better person like you. So I thank you very much, and I wish you the best of luck in
Thanks for having me.
your future, and I hope you can come back. to Chimbote.
I'll
So.
always be back in Chimbote.
So I'm very grateful with Luis that he just shared with us his experiences being a volunteer in our organization. So I will invite you to keep following us and listening our podcast. This is the first one, but we're gonna have more interviews with more visitors, with more volunteers. So looking forward to connect with you. And please, if you have any questions or any opinion, we will be very happy to answer anything that you might have. So we'll see you until the next episode.
Friends of Chimbote. Hey, Cap! Here we go! Together we shine brighter. Together we grow. With every step we take.